Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be again doing some comparisons between the new War for Cybertron seige figures and some of the original Generation 1 figures. Due to the popularity of these, I've decided to do another. So with these, what we've got is some more of the deluxe figures out, and of course we've got the Voyager Soundwave down there in the bottom. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to quickly just have a little overview, go through and over all the figures, then I'll pick the camera up and we'll go in a little closer and have a look at the main differences between the ones. And of course we can see how the toy line has improved over the last 35 years. I want to thank everybody for this idea and for the fact that, everybody's still liking this. And again, please keep the rest of your ideas coming in, and I like to listen to them and take them on board. Right, let's get started. Quick overview then. So top left, we've got the Autobot Mirage, we've got the Siege, and of course the Generation 1. Moving along to Sideswipe, then we've got Hound, we've then got Crosshairs, and then you'll notice we've got Impactor there. Now, Impactor didn't have a Generation 1 release of a figure. The figure to the right hand side of him, the Fall of Cybertron, which was a computer game and a range of toys that came out again under the Generations line. I think it was about 2011. This was actually the first toy of him there, so we'll have a quick look at that. So yeah, unfortunately no Generation 1 figure of Impactor, but that's because there wasn't one. So we're moving down to the bottom shelf. I've got some Decepticons apart from on the end. So we've got Spinster first, then we've got Skytread as he is now known, but he was originally known as Flywheels in Generation 1. We've obviously got Soundwave next to him. That is the Voyager class Soundwave, but ironically enough the Generation 1 figure you can see is much bigger. And then next to him, I know it's an Autobot, but I've put him down separately, A for space and B for just a bit of a history behind him. I'm not too sure about the rarity of all the newer figures, but if you're talking Generation 1, then this figure here is the rarest. That's the Generation 1 version on the right hand side, and that's because at the time he was only available and only came with Fortress Maximus. So if you were lucky enough back then to have Fortress Maximus, I unfortunately wasn't. I didn't even know of this figure and hadn't even seen it, but I do really like the Siege version, which is there in front of us. So that's a quick overview of the figures. Again, they're all deluxe apart from Soundwave, which is a Voyager. So what we'll do now, we're going to have a look at them in a little bit more detail. So excuse the movement and excuse maybe a glare if we get it. So there of course is Mirage. The major thing you can see straight away is the size difference. So you've got a bit more detail. Obviously the newer Mirage is a lot whiter than the old one that I've got there. And again, he looks loads better. The articulation in all the new ones, they've all got ball and socket joints in the shoulders, is fantastic. Sideswipe is getting a lot of love in a lot of videos at the moment. But yeah, there's the Siege again, much bigger. Same with the Hound. I think the original Generation 1 Hound figure is tiny, and it is, yeah, it's a brick, isn't it? Let's be honest, you can't really do much with it, whereas the newer one is so much better. Okay, these two are pretty much exactly the same height, but obviously the original G1 was a Target Master, so he came with his Target Master there. And then as I've mentioned here, stop it wobbling a bit, there we go, there is Impactor. So this was his first toy incarnation, and if you've got the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus, he is just a straight up repaint, I think, of Onslaught. I probably should have checked that, but yeah. So this was what he was, and it did, as I say, yeah, it was of Onslaught. So it was a straight up repaint. This was only available in America as well, by the way. So us UK, we weren't able to get this. I had to get these specially imported, as with a lot of things, unfortunately. But yeah, even though it's, well, this was 2011, I think. We still didn't get all of the figures that were released in the States. Bit annoying, really. Moving down then, we've got Spinster, and look at that for homage to the G1. Fantastic. Colour scheme's amazing. Only difference again is the fact that these were Target Masters. They've got the same coloured guns. It's all identical, to be fair, pretty much, but it's just not, as I say, Target Masters with them. Moving over, Skytread on the left, amazing figure. Flywheels on the right. Must have been something to do with copyright why they've changed the names, but really good update of that figure. And of course Soundwave. I'm going to do a video on Soundwave soon because there's just so many of them and he's just so popular. But the funny thing is, I suppose funny if you want to analyse it, is that's the Voyager class figure and the Generation 1 is actually much bigger. And this was the figure I was on about earlier. So there is what's known as weaponizer cog, and of course you could pull all them apart and you could attach to the other figures, but this is the original cog from the original Generation 1 Fortress Maximus, and he's, as I say, he's the rarest of the G1 figures. Don't know if any of them are too rare yet with regards to the Siege lineup. I'm sure we'll find out that they short packed some particular figures in the future. But there you go. So yeah, as requested, and again, I enjoy doing these, getting all the figures out, showing you the differences and how, of course, Hasbro and Takara have managed to improve their very, very popular toy line over the last 35 years. So there it is, Siege and Generation 1 comparisons. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it brought back some nice memories for the guys who remember the originals. And for you younger guys who don't know the originals yet, hope it's educated you a little bit. If you like the video, please hit the like and subscribe for me. And if there's any other comparisons or things you'd like me to do, just let me know. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.